What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below right now so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. In this video, there's billions of dollars of new stimulus money that is just approved that you can apply for right now that I'll be showing you on screen directly so you can read it for yourselves. We'll be going over here in this video. And there's new controversy between Trump and Biden that seems to be never ending. Both Trump and Hunter Biden, both kind of really being investigated right now. Check this out. Number one, as you can see right here from Yahoo, which is not really a partisan source. Yahoo's not Democrat or Republican. But former President Donald Trump solicits Russian President Putin's help to try to expose alleged dirt on our president, President Biden's son, Hunter Biden. So Trump is actually asking Putin for his help to expose Hunter Biden. And even Republicans are saying, why is anybody asking Putin for help right now? Yeah, it's kind of strange. But as you can see here, in what has become a familiar pattern, this is Yahoo writes this. Former President Donald Trump has once again solicited help from a foreign leader to expose possible dirt to try to wound a political enemy. Trump, who was actually impeached in 2019 for his request to Ukrainian President Zelensky that he do Trump a quote favor by investigating Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. Trump told right-wing television host John Solomon in an interview published Tuesday that he wanted Russian President Vladimir Putin to shed light on unverified reports that Biden's son received a $3.5 million wire transfer from the wife of Moscow's former mayor. So Trump actually says, quote, she gave him 3.5 million. So now I would think that Putin would know the answer to that. So he's asking Putin to shed dirt on the Bidens, which now's not really the greatest time to be asking Putin to shed dirt on the United States. I mean, you could let me know your thoughts here, but I mean, not the greatest timing. Trump says, I think he should release it. I think we should know the answer. This is what Trump's concerned about right now in the middle of a world war. I mean, Trump says, how is it that the mayor of Moscow, his wife, gave the Biden family $3.5 million? He says, I think Putin now would be willing to probably give that answer. I'm sure he knows. In the presidential debate, Biden during the 2020 campaign, Trump seized on that claim, which appears in a U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security report authored by the then Republican majority, but has not been verified. During the debate, Biden said of the $3.5 million wire transfer allegation that it is simply not true. Meanwhile, Hunter Biden, Biden's son, President Biden's son, is being probed into his taxes by federal authorities. So he is being investigated right now. So this is an ongoing investigation by federal authorities. You can see here the federal investigation into President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, over his tax affairs has intensified over recent weeks. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News. An increasing number of witnesses have appeared before a grand jury impaneled in Wilmington, Delaware in recent months, sources have said, and have been asked about payments Hunter Biden received while serving on the board of directors of Ukrainian national gas company Burisma. In addition to other questions about how Hunter Biden, paid off tax obligations in recent years. The U.S. Attorney's Office for Delaware, which has been leading the investigation, is expected to hear from more witnesses in coming weeks, sources told ABC News. Now, just like there's, some judges looking into Trump stuff, there's the call logs, 7 hours of the call logs from literally from the White House that went missing on January 6th. And they're looking into Hunter Biden's taxes and this money as well. All this stuff is being looked into on both sides by Republicans and Democrats, literally from both sides of the aisle. Um, but nobody should be asking Russian President Putin for help right now from the United States. I mean, even Lindsey Graham, a Republican senator who has been a longtime supporter of President Trump, said that nobody should be asking Putin for help right now. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, let me know if you're a Republican here, because again, I'm not from either party, but I mean, overwhelmingly, even I mean, when they're voting right now to give Ukraine support, I mean, Republican majority or yeah, majority leader in the Senate, minority leader overall, Mitch McConnell, even Kevin McCarthy, who stands with Trump pretty strongly from the House, has been overwhelmingly against Putin. You could see this headline here from a few weeks ago. In a break with Trump, when Trump called Putin a genius, that's literally a quote. I mean, not the exact quote, but you can look up the quote. Um, Trump actually called Putin a genius a few weeks ago. In a break with Trump, Republican leader of the House on the Republican side, Kevin McCarthy, says he doesn't think there's anything savvy or genius about Putin. I mean, come on, the guy is literally dropping bombs on hospitals and stuff over there in Ukraine. So, I mean, almost the entire world is against Russia right now. I mean, you could see that from the United Nations votes. So, yeah, so like I said, quite a bit of controversy. I mean, even Hunter Biden has quite a bit of controversy over his whole tax thing as well. Like I said, there's a lot of controversy going on right now on both sides of the aisle right now. On both sides of the aisle right now. Politics are messy, man. If you ever really dig into the dirt on politics, it's pretty messy. Yeah, and I just think we're still like 3 years away. I don't know, maybe 2.5 years away from another presidential election. So imagine when we actually get there. Now, of course, we're not that far away from a House and Senate reelection and all these governor reelections and major city reelections, though, which will be this year. So, major election year this year, but just not for the president or for the president. So you can let me know your thoughts on all this, but man, it's been nothing short of controversy here over the last few days. We have a Supreme Court major controversy we covered here a couple videos ago. Uh, Democrats calling for an impeachment there. We haven't had a Supreme Court impeachment since 1805, where the Supreme Court justice was impeached. But remember, you can be impeached in the House, but then it goes same thing with a president. A president can be impeached in the House. Remember, former President Donald Trump and Bill Clinton were impeached in the House of Representatives, but then it goes to the trial in the Senate. and that's where you need that two-thirds vote. And that's where it's much harder to get that two-third vote when it actually goes to the trial. You can be impeached in the House, but then it goes to the trial in the Senate. That's where it's much harder to do that because you need that really high amount of votes, two-thirds. And both those presidents were not actually fully impeached with the trial, but it is still considered impeached when the House does the impeachment. So, and then we could see a potential impeachment process on a Supreme Court justice here, depending on how much evidence come out and whether they pursue that. There's a lot of controversy going on right now on both sides of the aisle. So it's interesting couple days here. But we have a lot of stimulus news coming out here right now as well. State stimulus checks, federal stimulus checks being considered here. Lots of states. Oh my goodness, lots of states. Here's just the latest information. Check this out here. There's actually several different things here. Check this out. You could see here, well, they were slow to the punch, but multiple states here are mentioned. But Texas is going to get a little bit of a D for effort here. But you can see here a major state, Texas. I mean, one of the largest states in the nation's population wise. A year after feds allocate funds. So yeah, I can already hear the comments from you guys in Texas. So it took them a year to figure it out. But Texas launches program to help homeowners avoid foreclosure because of the pandemic. So not really a good job. An F for effort. But finally, they have launched the program a year after they got the money. So sometimes if I see these comments, what is Texas doing? I see Tennessee in the comments. What is Tennessee doing? Hey, I can only give you guys the information as I see it. But you'll also see here 25 states, including California and New York, preceded Texas in getting federally backed programs up and running to help homeowners suffering financial hardship because of the pandemic. So I guess better late than never. Better late than never. But here's the details. This actually accounts for a lot of different states, cities, and counties. But this particular article focuses on Texas. But I'll get this. This really kind of pertains to a lot of states. So just keep that in mind when I'm reading this. Texas is launching an $842 million fund. So that's almost $1 billion. Okay. Almost $1 billion. And really, when we consider all the other states, it's actually billions and billions of dollars. Okay. So it's really billions of dollars here when we consider all the other states. And I'll have links that down below in the description of this video on how to get homeowners assistance, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance, which is going to be exactly what this is talking about. Because all these states have money like this, okay, available, or most states do, I should say, depending on what state what state of mind your state is in approving the money. But Texas is launching an $842 million fund, almost $1 billion just for this one state, aimed at helping homeowners avoid foreclosure caused by the pandemic, a year after lawmakers allocated the funds. The program, called the Texas Homeowner Assistance Fund, you can write that down, maybe Google it if you're a homeowner, and you're behind on rent or homeowner payments, or maybe low income, is aimed at homeowners who have struggled to pay their mortgage, property taxes, home insurance, and home related fees because of the economic hardships caused by the pandemic. The Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, the state agencies that oversees the program, began taking applications this week. Okay. It doesn't say that you have to be behind on payments. It just says struggling to pay your mortgage. We'll see what it says here. Quote, we take the financial hardship of our fellow Texans very seriously. I don't know about that because it took them a year after they got the money to set up the program. If I was in charge of this, it wouldn't have taken me a year. So Bobby Wilkinson, the executive director, said in a statement, I don't know about that. Do you think it would have taken, it didn't take these other states a year. So I don't know, Bobby Wilkinson. I'm going to give you a little bit of criticism there, maybe a lot of criticism there. Even this article here says, by Texas Tribune says, it took Texas nearly a year to get the program off the ground, slower than it took many other states. So even your own Texas Tribune is criticizing you. So I don't know, Bobby Wilkinson, the executive director. You're getting criticized by your own Texas paper here. So I don't know about that. President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan into act, the last stimulus package, a year ago, which set aside more than $10 billion to intended homeowners to stay in their homes. So think about how many people have lost their homes since then. And Texas says, "Oh yeah, we take it very seriously." Yeah. 25 states, including California and New York, got their programs up and running before Texas. 10 states, including Texas, have run pilot programs to date. Texas has distributed about $5 million to more than 600 households to help homeowners make mortgage payments through two pilot programs. So some people have gotten money so far. That money could have helped struggling homeowners a lot sooner. Yeah, I know. Said Amir Bifroni, an attorney who oversees the foreclosure prevention project at the nonprofit Lone Star Legal Aid. He attributed the pace to a lack of urgency from TDHCA. I'm telling you, man, the criticism is warranted, and for any other states as well. For example, Befroni said the funds could have helped a client of his, an East Texas woman in her 80s, avoid foreclosure. Yep, I hear you. This woman holds a reverse mortgage on her home near Longview, which requires borrowers to stay up to date on their insurance and property taxes. But after her husband died, she fell behind in those payments and the lender foreclosed on her home. Yeah, a lot of stories like that. A lot of stories like that. So it says here homeowners have to prove they suffered financial hardship. Each state's a little different here, caused by the pandemic in order to qualify for assistance. The program will cover up to $40,000 in overdue mortgage payments and as much as $25,000 for overdue payments on property taxes, property insurance, and fees demanded by homeowners or condominium associations. The agency projects the program could assist between 55,000 and 70,000 households. I think like California will pay up to $80,000. So like I said, each state has a little bit different. This is just for homeowners. It's also rent assistance as well. Like I said, that's why I'm here. This is just one particular stimulus program and it's not just in Texas. Okay, I have links showing you how to find these programs in your state, and just like this homeowner programs, Texas is just getting money. They're just getting their program going on now. A lot of states are getting new rent assistance money now. They're getting a new wave of this money now. Kind of their second wave of money is coming in now for some states, and that's why I kind of, if you know how to do this, which I have videos showing you how to do this completely for free. I don't charge anything to watch my videos, to subscribe, anything like that. In fact, I'm giving away $1,000 to our viewers, just kind of my way of giving back to the community. I'm doing everything I can here. If I was in charge of a state, or if I was in charge of the country, if I was president or governor, I'd be helping as many people as I can, and it wouldn't take me a year to get my programs up and running. So trust me, I'm doing everything I can. I'm letting everybody know about these type of programs. I'm not focusing on any one particular state. As you know, I'm covering New York, I'm covering California, I'm covering Florida, I'm covering Texas, I'm covering Delaware, Idaho. I'm covering all the states. There's 50 states. So I'm not picking and choosing any particular state. Just whenever we do our research, whatever happens to come up when we're searching for stimulus checks and stimulus programs and everything that we kind of search for, whatever comes up and it looks like it's good information, we're letting you guys know about, and also on the federal level, and also things like prescription drug pricing and stuff about political stuff that you guys need to know about what's going on here in our country. So anything you guys need to know about, we're letting you guys know about. And again, I'm trying to do it with no political bias because honestly, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. So, and I really don't want to be because I really don't. I don't. I just don't want to be that way. I don't want to always subscribe to that mentality that the Democrats are always right, the Republicans are always right. That's just not. That's not my mentality in life. And I'm not saying that you need to be that way because if you want to be that way, by all means, go ahead. It's just not my mentality. I just don't. I always want to be able to. I consider myself a realist. I want to be able to look at a problem per se, say that our government, and I just want to be able to think about it and think about who's the best choice for governor, who's the best choice for a Senate seat, who's the best choice for the upcoming election. Sometimes it might be a Democrat, sometimes it might be a Republican, sometimes it might be a change, sometimes it might be not a change. That's just how I think about things. Might be a good way for you to think about things too, might not. You might say, "Hey, that sounds good, Jimmy, but I always like to vote with this one party because that's just kind of how I like things." What whatever you think is best. Sometimes it's also good to hear an opposing point of view. So that's why I always welcome your comments, as long as they're constructive and they're not, they're not like, full of cuss words and things like that. But those will just go right to the spam filter. But that's why I always say, let me know your comments. I read through comments every single day here on our channel. Um, and I can't respond to them all because I just get too many. But you'll see my hearts, through the comments and stuff like that, because that's what makes us a society. And constructive comments, back and forth, things like that. And I actually think that that's a really good part of our community is when you see things like that, not just like, oh, put Trump in jail, oh, put Biden in jail, you got to really kind of think about what could make our country better, right? And I think that there's a lot that could make our country better going forward. So, and number one, starting with helping out the people. And I really think that that's why Congress as a whole, the parties as a whole, need to do a lot more working together, like lowering the cost of prescription drugs that they could be voting on here today. That's a really big one because there's over 100 million people that pay for prescriptions. Even if you have insurance, that would lower the cost of your premiums, lower the cost of your deductibles, even your premiums that could get lowered. Even the cost of your Medicare premiums could get lowered by that as well. One way or another, you're paying for it. People don't realize that. That's a really big one. I would love to see bipartisan Republicans and Democrats come together on that. We pay more for prescriptions than any other country in the world by like more than double for the exact same prescriptions. The same exact prescriptions sold in other countries by the same company, we pay more than double any other country in the world. It's really sad. In fact, my inhaler, my wife went to renew it. It was over $1,000 for 3 months, and I'm like, don't even renew it because honestly, I have like two of them there in the drawer, and I'm like, I'm good. And it was just like it's just exorbitant. It's just exorbitant. So I'm like, don't even renew it right now because I'm good. I don't even need it right yet. I'm like, man, that's just $1,000 for just one prescription. And the way my deductible works, I literally have to pay I have to pay that until I hit my out of pocket cost. So I'm like, I don't even need it. It's just it's crazy. That's just one thing that Congress could do to lower. And remember, when you pay less money, it's the same thing as getting a stimulus check. It's more money in your pocket. Same thing like lowering or pausing gas tax, which some states are already doing, some states are considering. If you save money every time you go to fill up gas, it's more money in your pocket. Savings is kind of the same thing. So saving money is just as good, more money in your pocket one way or another. So Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to see my big video on all the states that have just passed stimulus checks or have stimulus proposals and the federal stimulus check proposal in there as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.